Power 98 WPG, Charlotte's #1 station for blazing hip hop and R&B. 8:32, 28 minutes to 9 o'clock, 75 degrees in the Queen City, and the Madhouse Star phone is ringing. And on the Star phone, I'm gonna call her by her government name, Miss Lauren Kiana Keke Palmer. How you doing?
Hi, how are you? That's fun that you knew a whole name like that.
Okay, just putting you all out there.
I know.
AKA Akila, AKA True Jackson.
I think you might have a stalker on your hands.
No.
Yeah,
no. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I see you always working.
Trying to stay busy.
And what, you are 18 now?
Next month I'll be 18.
Next month.
You might as well say.
Wow, 17-year-old doing all of this work. What's that been like? Do you miss the normal things that teenagers have been able to do? Prom, just hanging out with friends without being bothered.
Yeah, I definitely miss the normal things because there are things that I've never really had. Like, I started doing homeschooling, like, in the second semester of 5th grade, so I never really got to experience 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 11, 12. I never got to experience those years and everything that comes with it. I got to experience different things with, like, different type of aspects of high school just because when you're a teenager, no matter if you're in school or not, people are still going to act like they're in high school.
Right.
So I got to experience little personalities and little cliques and stuff, but not like the being in school process or anything like that. So I've missed it just because I haven't had it. But of course, I got to experience so many great things. So I'm sure if I was in real school, then I'd be wishing I was doing, what I am doing.
Right. Now, how have you avoided the pitfalls that so many young actors and musicians get into of drugs and maybe premarital sex or having sex and end up pregnant? How have you been able to avoid that? You have a really, not want to say squeaky clean, but pretty much squeaky clean image.
Oh, thank you. I have a really good support system. So I think that's mainly why I don't want to go to other things or anything to make me happy or make me feel better or, not saying that everybody does it for those reasons, but when you initially think about drugs or sex or anything like that, they're usually things you go to when you're down or when you're lonely. You may go to sex because you're lonely and you don't feel like you have anybody or you just want to feel good really fast, or you do drugs pretty much for the same reason. You just want to feel good because you're upset and you're lonely and you don't, feel good about what you're doing and you don't have anybody to talk to or et cetera. And I don't really, I can talk to my mom and they've always set a good example for me to talk to God and have a relationship with Him, and they've, helped put great people around me, and I just never had an issue of, I have issues sometimes talking to some people because people don't really understand what I go through, but at the same time, it doesn't push me to wanting to do drugs or anything like that, or wanting to go out there and have sex, and not trying to say that anybody else does all those things, but if we're being stereotypical about people and why they go to do those types of things, usually it's because they just want to get out or get away. They don't have anybody they have a place to escape, so they use it in drugs or in sex.
Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and give up an applause for you, Miss Keke Palmer, for staying on the right path as a young lady.
Being as successful as you are, do you plan on attending college since you're already successful?
Thank you. I think about college a lot, but then I just think about, every time I think about college, I think, wow, college is always there for me. And right now, I don't know if Hollywood is always changing. Yeah. And so the opportunities that I have right now, I don't really want to put them on pause necessarily for college right now. Even though college is, I would love to go to campus and do all of that, because that you won't get back. That will only happen in the 18 to 25 year zone. You know what I'm saying? You won't really get that whole experience back if you go back in your 50. You won't. It won't be the same.
You're right about that. Now, last time we talked to you, you had a car, but you didn't have no license.
Wow, you just gonna throw her out like that, Church?
You're trying to play me on the air.
Wow.
They had you a tricked out Ford Escape.
You gonna back the bus up?
You didn't have no license. Do you have a license now?
Finally, I have a license. Oh, my gosh. I'm so happy to you guys. I just be driving my little butt around.
So now you don't have to worry about your mama taking you to meetings no more. You can just go on your own.
I know, but that's the problem. She be glad to. She don't try to take me nowhere in the morning. Now, in the mornings, I'm cool with her driving me.
See? All right, so I'm reading that a wish came true for you. You're going to be appearing on Degrassi, The Next Generation?
Yes, I am tonight.
Okay.
I love that TV show.
So just one episode?
Yeah, one episode I got to premiere on.
Okay, nice. So that comes on tonight. All right, good look on that. So what else are you working on as far as movies? We know Keke Palmer, you did Akilah and the Bee. That was in 2006. What else do you have coming up?
Recently, I have a movie coming up this January, actually, with Dolly Parton and Queen Latifah. It's called Joyful Noise. It's basically kind of like, it puts you in the mind of a sister act with the whole choir competition backdrop, but also has like little different issues going on at once. We have Dolly Parton and Queen Latifah who have like a little bit of they're like enemies in the beginning. As the movie grows on, different things happen. But of course, in the beginning but in the beginning, they have a bit of they're like nemesis because Dolly Parton's husband passes away and Queen Latifah takes his role in the church, and it kind of offends Dolly because she feels like she should have been in that position because she's his wife. But rightfully owned, it should have been Queen Latifah because she was right behind him, in line in church. So they have like a little thing going on there. And then, me, I've been under my mother's thumb since the time I could remember. And I'm getting up on 17, 18, and I'm just ready to be like, who I am.
Right.
I don't know exactly who I am, but that's who I want to be.
You're ready to start finding out who you are.
Exactly. And so through that, I found like I have like a little love connection with Dolly Parton's nephew, who's like a little bad boy from New York.
Uh-oh.
And I kind of use that to like find myself. And, as my first relationship, it's just like an introduction to who I am. And that's kind of like a coming of age part of the movie.
All right, now you're working on your music. You have this new song called The Greatest. Tell us
Yes.
about that.
The Greatest, yes, one of my favorite songs actually on my album for the simple reason that though it's like an uplifting, inspirational song, at the same time it kind of gets you by surprise because you're not really thinking about, like, when the inspirational songs usually it starts out real dramatic and it's saying, look at yourself, like it's just doing something too dang on dramatic. But when I think about The Greatest, like it starts out like a little like the track comes in and you feel like you're about to do a little love song or something. And then the lyrics come in, you can push me to the edge. I'll come right back like an avalanche, I'm ready. Like you don't really know that it's going to get you with some, like you don't know that it's going to be really uplifting you. And then when it gets to the bridge, you're like, woo, I can be the greatest. Why are you playing? And it really does make you feel good like that. And so that's why I love The Greatest, because that's what it did to me when I first heard it. When I first heard it, I was just like listening to those words, and it caught me by surprise. So.
All right, when can we expect your album?
You can definitely expect the album next year, but my first single should be coming out very soon. We just picked it.
We actually have it. The Greatest?
No, The Greatest is in my single, but
okay.
It's one of the three songs that are going to be premiering on Degrassi tonight.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Well, we're going to play The Greatest when we come back from break. Keke, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Yes, thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive, and keep inspiring these young girls to do something positive.
And
thank
Keke,
you so much, y'all. Yes.
Are you on Twitter, and what's your website?
Yes, I am on Twitter. It's twitter.com/Keke Palmer. And then you all can go to my website, KekePalmer.com, or my YouTube, YouTube.com/Keke Palmer Videos.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we're going to play Keke Palmer, The Greatest. It's Power
Thank
98.
you so much, guys.